day 4 of the select team coming in here to prepare our senior men's national team, and they couldn't have asked for a better leader, mentor, coach to step in here and prepare these young athletes, the college athletes. Coach Lorenzo, Romar, good to see you again.
Always a pleasure to see you. You know that. It's been a good experience working here with Jay Wright and the other coaches. It's a good environment. We got good kids. They're working hard. They have a servant attitude, so it's been good.
Coach, we want to go back on, give you the accolades and kind of review your portfolio here with USA Basketball, because it is very impressive. We want to go back to, I do believe, the 1996 or 97 Coach Majerus, and you were together for that first time we saw you at USA Basketball.
Right.
And since then, you have been called upon many, many times, and it's, as they say, a call to duty. And it's not an obligation, but it's a duty. And you come in all the time and give your time back to the United States of America and USA Basketball.
Well, you know, it's been fun to serve and work with USA Basketball. They're a top-notch organization. They do things first class. I always seem to take away something from it myself. I'm always learning. You know, you with a guy like Rick Majerus, you're going to learn a lot from him. After that, I was with Tom Izzo and Quinn Snyder, and just have had a lot of good experiences with USA Basketball.
And Coach, let's go back a little bit more now to your roots. Pius 10th High School out of now in the old Catholic League, and then on into the way the CIF became what it was then. It expanded and became different. But native of Compton, California, so your roots are deep in Los Angeles, in the Southern California area. But Coach, let's look back and reflect very quickly and do a good interpretation of your career then and to where you are now at the University of Washington Huskies.
Kind of was a late bloomer, you know, loved to play. Always out there in the gym or on the playground, a place called Luders Park, Gonzalez Park out in Compton. And just continued to play. I was smaller than everyone, but continued to work and went to Verbum Day High School initially. And they seemed to have every great basketball player in the world at that age at the time. And a couple of years there, and my family moved across town to another part of Compton. So that's when I transferred over to Pius X and was there and didn't really get recruited. Went to Cerritos College, walked on there and played there for 2 years, and it was there that I became a better basketball player and was given a basketball scholarship to the University of Washington. Went on from there to play a couple of years and was fortunate enough to play 5 years in the NBA, and after that 7 years with Athletes in Action as a player and co-coach, and that was probably the greatest experience of my life. And from there went on to join Jim Herrick at UCLA as an assistant, became a head coach at Pepperdine in St. Louis, and now back at my alma mater, University of Washington.
Tremendous journey, and it's not over yet, Coach Romar, because your excellence, your approach to the game, the way you are able to take players under your wing, develop them, and produce not only good athletes, but good men.
Well, that's important. Basketball only lasts so long, and it's a lot shorter for most. And what you do away from that basketball floor is going to be most important. And that's some of the things that we try to instill to our young men.
Education, get the degree, and complete your commitment to the school.
And you know, it's interesting. It's not just a piece of paper, the diploma itself that may sit on your shelf that you showcase for the rest of your life, but it's the journey that it takes to get that piece of paper. Meeting deadlines, being on time, organizing your thoughts, and putting things down in paper, working with others. You know, all that stuff is an education in itself.
And Coach, we're in here also to ask some of the national team players, the Kevin Love, Russell Westbrook, because of the UCLA background and the connection, but yours is a little bit different. We're going to go with you as a coach, as an assistant coach at Jim Herrick, national championship, Toby Bailey, J.R. Henderson, Cameron Dollar, who of course you continue to work with, and now he's doing very well at Seattle University. But it's got to give you some very, very good pauses for thought, because in all of that UCLA mix, Coach John Wooden.
I was able to go to the memorial, and it was an unbelievable event there. Everyone that was involved in UCLA basketball one way or another over the history of the sport, program rather, was there, and you can see all the different contributions, but more than anything, you see what the man John Wooden was about. I think they did a 19-minute video that I thought captured John Wooden better than anything that I've ever seen done on John Wooden. And it wasn't just about winning championships. It was about winning championships in life, and that's what he was all about.
The pyramid of success lives on for many years.
Very effective, timeless, applicable in any situation.
Coach, we want to now jump right now back into the mix because we want to congratulate you and the Huskies on winning the Pac-10 tournament, getting into the Sweet 16, beating Marquette and beating the New Mexico, and then finally falling to West Virginia, who actually went on to the Final Four.
Yeah.
But Coach, your thoughts on 2010 and as you prepare, because right off the bat you're going to Maui, the Maui Invitational.
We've got 2 home games, and then we go to Maui, and our team is more of a veteran team this year, and if we can put everything together, I think we can have a successful season.
Coach, I'm looking at your record here. I want to give a few numbers here because we were doing some homework here. Over 238 head coaching wins in your career, and that spans Pepperdine, St. Louis, and Washington, back at your alma mater. Coach, for those that are interested in becoming a coach at some point, whether it's on an assistant-based level and finally getting up into the ranks, some good sound advice for them?
Well, you got to be passionate about it. You know, coaching isn't just sitting on the sideline and calling a bunch of plays. You know, you've got to get involved in kids' lives. You've got to be able to teach and explain things in its simplest form for anyone, for a child to be able to understand it. And that's quite a challenge. As a former player myself, played at the highest level, it's very easy to say, look, just give me the ball. Let me show you how to do this. You got to be able to explain it and teach it so that they can understand it. That's very important. But you got to be relentless in what you do.
Absolutely. Coach, one last question here on this select team. And you know who they have to go in and scrimmage against every day. Any set plays you might have been able to come up with, because they're very, very bright players, very smart players. Anything you've done to give Coach Krzyzewski some cause of concern to think about?
Well, actually, they've given us the plays. Okay. They've told us this is what the international teams will try to do, and we've tried to assimilate, like a scout team would, what the international team would try to do, and these guys have done a great job of it.
Okay, Coach Lorenzo, Romar, we'll let you get to work here.
Okay, all right.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Back in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And good luck.